It's up to you, New York, New York.
All right, we are back. We are back. Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube. I am your host, Richie, here with my guy, definitely on the fly, Mr. Brett Bandick. Brett, thanks for giving me a little bit of your time. I know you're on your way to work and haven't been able to flag down Idris today. I think he's busy, but thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem, man. Happy Memorial Day to everybody and all the veterans in the world. Today we celebrate you, so you know, hope to get out your grills, get out your beers, go to the pool, enjoy yourself. But yeah, it's a nice day.
Yeah, and to the veterans, keep at the forefront that the reason why we are able to enjoy some of these things is because we are pouring it out, so to speak, in honor of the fallen men and women who have served our country so bravely and so proudly.
Yes, sir.
On, t- on today's show, we're going to be hitting on why, at least in my opinion, sports and politics don't exactly mix. We're going to talk about the Jackson Dart situation that's stirring up a lot of controversy amongst a lot of, I'm not even going to call them invisible lines. Uh, we're going to speak on the New York Knicks' quest for an ever elusive third NBA title. They go for the sweep tonight out in Cleveland. And we're going to speak on yesterday's Game 4 action as the San Antonio Spurs tied the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Aaron Judge stepping up big yesterday, walking it off for the New York Yankees. And thank God he did, because it was going on almost 18 innings since the Yankees did not score a run. All right, Brett, gonna start this up with the hard stuff. The stuff that's not the easiest stuff to always talk about. The stuff that's not always the easiest stuff to understand. Jackson Dart introducing current president 47, former president 45, Donald J. Trump, at a rally for a different candidate of the same umbrella, which is the Republican Party. It's no secret that from a political standpoint, New York is not a Republican state, and Donald J. Trump, despite being from New York, is not exactly well received by the masses in New York. A lot of people feel that Dart introducing Trump was a bit of a tone deaf move in terms of not necessarily where he supports or who he supports, but more of the climate and the controversy that surrounds the man in office. Now, this is not the first controversial president by any stretch of the imagination, but this really tests boundaries and really, makes a lot of people question things. What are your thoughts on all this, Brett? What do you think about all this? Do you think this was bad
Well,
timing on the Dart camp, or do you think that people are blowing this too far out of proportion, or somewhere in the middle?
no, I mean I think it's blown out of proportion. Number one, I mean you hit the nail on the head when he first opened up. You know, like no athlete no celebrity, no actor, should ever get involved in politics. I mean, that's what politicians are for. You know what I mean? Like, just stay out of it. Like, I get it. Yes, you have the platform to do it. But did you go to school for politics, or did you study economics? I don't know, maybe. But at the same time, I get it. But if you look it up, I think his jersey sales have skyrocketed since he's done it. Um, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's interesting, and you know what it is, bro. It's not that I'm uncomfortable to talk politics with anybody who's willing to talk it, because one thing about me is that I welcome all opinions, and I think somewhere as a nation where we unfortunately got really lost is that people have lost the ability to disagree respectfully, whether it's on the left, whether it's on the right, whether it's on the middle.
Great.
I think that is part of our problem as a nation, and don't think that others around the world aren't taking note. Now, as far as Jackson Dart goes, I don't have an issue with any American supporting any candidate, whether I like the candidate, whether I'm in the middle on the candidate, whether I hate the candidate, whether I love the candidate, because whether we like it or not, that is their God given right, at least in this country.
Correct.
However, I also understand the backlash, because I understand that when you have such a controversial figure where certain people in this country feel that they are not getting the fairest of shakes, whether, you know, everybody's feelings matter on, these are the people that put these people in office, all people from all walks of
Correct.
life. So, in that regard, I'll be honest, when I look at the New York football Giants as a team that's under construction, so to speak, with Coach John Harbaugh, and a team that is definitely trying to get back to their proud winning ways, this is a distraction, whether fair or not, that I don't think the team needs. Now, Abdul Carter spoke out negatively, which I also didn't agree with, because I feel that when you have a problem with a teammate, at least give that teammate the opportunity to get cursed out behind closed doors. Fists are
Yeah.
going to fly, whatever it's going to be. But this is an
That's
era
that's
where
leverage.
athletes, yeah, this is an era where athletes will literally go on Twitter, IG, or whatever, and sometimes get ripped a new one. I mean, look at Schroeder from the Cavaliers after getting lit up in game one and blowing that historic lead at MSG. Do
Yep.
you think the likes of a Michael Jordan or a Tom Brady or a Lawrence Taylor, or name your greatest athlete, would even resort to those shenanigans if they had those kind of tools back in the 80s or in any era for that matter?
Well, I mean, it's social media. Social media plays a big role in anything involving the sports world. You know what I mean? So it's just overshadows everything. You know what I mean? So it's just the fact that every athlete has access to every app.
Indeed, indeed.
Like, it's stupid, man. It's really
Charles
stupid.
Charles Barkley explained this so many years ago when he was one of the top athletes being promoted by Nike. And I think you might remember the commercial. This is going back to his Phoenix run, where he's like, "I'm not paid to be a role model. I'm paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court. I'm not here to be your role model, so to speak."
Right.
And Barkley, I think, got a lot of applause from the fathers of America, because while there are some athletes that are more than worthy of being role models and have earned the right to be looked at in a certain light if they choose that path, I also believe that if you're looking for political guidance or the answers from someone that is under the age of 25, you already lost. Because at the end of the day, Brett, did you have it all figured out at the age of 25? I know I certainly didn't.
I don't know. I didn't have it all figured out at the age of 30. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
it's just
yeah, I think what I'm trying to say, Brett, is it really blows my mind the expectations that people put, because at the end of the day, if Jackson Dart was not the ever polarizing quarterback of the New York Football Giants, would we even give two shits about who he supports?
No,
I'm
not
going to
really.
say no. And now, this is the other part of it, Brett. While I value everyone's opinions because there are opinions for a reason, this is a very diverse topic and a very complicated one. I understand that a lot of African American voters who embrace Jackson Dart, and I talked about this with Idris, are disappointed for a litany of reasons. And I could understand that. I'm not saying that people are not entitled to feel how they feel. But all I'm trying to send a message on that I hope gets received, at least with some reasonability, is that just because an athlete or an actor or somebody famous of some level is at a function for either side of the tracks with this political stuff does not necessarily mean that that athlete, actor, or whatever shares every single belief of the person that is the controversial figure next to them. Because sometimes when people go to the voters box, it's literally checking off a lot of negatives and looking hopefully just for one positive, because I think most Americans could agree that what we've been subjected to in the last 3 or 4 elections is far from the best.
Sir.
And with that, I'm going to say one last thing. I worship the franchise, never worship the player, never worship the jersey number, never worship anything. But people in general, we can't have it both ways. If you hate Jackson Dart because you allegedly think that Donald J. Trump is a pedophile, you cannot be the same fan base that puts number 56, my favorite football player, and I emphasize football player, not human, my favorite football player on a pedestal when my favorite football player happens to be a registered sex offender.
Mhm.
Now, it was soliciting prostitution. This isn't like the same thing as R. Kelly or something. However, it's morally empty. And I don't think I have to do a whole diatribe on explaining that. But it's a hypocrisy with selective outrage that will forever have me banging my head into a wall. We are a very diverse nation, and we need to get back to talking to each other in a respectful manner if we ever want to embrace each other's differences and seeing the other side of somebody's opinions.
I agree with that 100%.
And with that, let's talk about some sports, please.
Yes, please.
Victor Wembanyama, my goodness, Brett, just tapping into his full potential. This dude is special, Bretsky. Through 4 games, we have seen each of these powerhouses in the West steal a game on the other team's home court. It's a best of 3 at this point, Bretsky. The defending world champions against the upstart Spurs, who arguably have the best player in the entire playoffs right now. Which way is this series going to go, and who's going to win it?
I mean, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for the Spurs, man. I really like what they bring to the table. Castle's a lockdown defender. We saw what he did to SGA. Fox is a good ball player, but Wemby is an absolute alien. There's nothing you can do to really stop that man.
You
He's
ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying.
I think with SGA's flopping history now, um, that also comes into play. But the NBA's got to crack down on that. It's getting to the point where I don't know, man. Like I love watching Wimby, but man, the way the refs are handling these calls and putting SGA at the line, um, for him falling down all the time and flopping. I mean, come on, man. This isn't basketball.
I share your sentiments to a level. It's part of a new age basketball culture. I know a lot of NBA fans get frustrated with the amount of carries that don't get called. There's a
Oh,
litany of things that have changed, or the inconsistencies of whistles, where
yeah,
you'll see. I've seen it with my Knicks, where I feel like we're getting brutalized under the basket. We're not getting any calls. And then in the fourth quarter, it starts evening and out. And I am a fair person, Bretsky. I am a fair person. I'm the guy who said the New York Knicks got lucky when Hugh Hollins called a foul on Scottie Pippen that I don't think was a foul. They didn't have challenging fouls back then. I call it down the middle, Bretsky.
Yeah, I know.
And I will say this. I did pick the Spurs in 7. I picked the Spurs to win the Western Conference before the playoffs started. Oddly enough, I picked the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the Knicks in the ECF when the playoffs started. But I think that was more motivated by me not wanting to jinx the Knicks
Yeah.
or to get accused by a certain Boston fan that I'm a homer.
Well, you are a homer, but that's neither here nor there.
But I think I've been pretty correct lately, with the exception of the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics not getting out of round 1. I've been pretty tight with these NBA picks.
Your Knicks are playing lights out, man. The point differential and the results and everything, and then what is it, like 225 points or something is like their victory point differential. I mean, that's fucking
that's attributed to a level to the closeout games in Philly as well as in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Now, Brett, as you know, I've been a Knicks fan going all the way back to 1992. The Riley debut as a Knicks coach after winning multiple championships with the Showtime Lakers, 4 to be exact. This particular Knicks team, even though they don't have the greatest record compared to some of those 90s squads or even the 70s guys, I feel that this Knicks team has the most diversity all the way down to the last man on the bench, and head coach Mike Brown has been able to unlock that, something that Tom Thibodeau was never able to do or ever willing to do. And I think that's a huge reason, because if the Knicks were down 2-1 to Atlanta and Tibbs was the coach, I think we would have lost.
Probably. I mean, it's hypothetical, you know what I mean? But you honestly don't know. I mean, it's just, I just think they're playing hot at the right time.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Bretsky. And I will say this. What really made me appreciate how much Jalen Brunson has grown as a player, because a lot of people think he's just a one-trick pony that could score at a lot because he's not the greatest defender. But when Jalen Brunson's shot was not going down in game 2, he did a phenomenal job of facilitating to the tune of 14 assists as well as 19 hard-earned points because he wasn't shooting the ball well. But you got Josh Hart being dared to shoot threes in game 2, knocking him down. Karl Anthony Towns cleaning up on the glass and getting support level big time hoops from a guy like Mikal Bridges, who after the first 3 or 4 games of the playoffs has really turned into a lion. I am fired up, Bretsky. I'm proud of my team.
Your boy Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know what I mean? Like you guys are just, you're playing good ball, man.
I appreciate it, bro. And
what are you, 8? Is it 9-0?
10-0. 10-0 since the game 3 loss to Atlanta. We have won 10 straight, and this is wild. I think you probably saw this on the show. I don't know if I directly told you this story. But for Christmas, Jen bought me like a Knicks pin for my Crocs. I couldn't locate it during the first 3 games of Atlanta. Once the Knicks got beat by 1 point in game 3, I found the pin. I put it in my Crocs. Since the Croc Nick situation, they're 10-0, and you know I'm superstitious, Bretsky.
I know.
You know this, bro. You're my roommate 3 different times over before we both decided to, grow up and such. But
wouldn't give us that much. No, you make a point there. I mean, we're both superstitious. You have certain jerseys that you wear, at certain times.
Yes, sir.
I won't throw on the Matty jersey until we're in the playoffs, and you know what I mean. So it's just we have our own ways, you know what I mean. But does it work? Yeah, 100% freaking works. So,
dude, I've seen things in sports that I am convinced that there were some bigger powers going on. I'll back it up to game 1. We're down 22.7 minutes left. It happened to be Yogi's anniversary. Now, Yogi wasn't the biggest NBA guy. He was more of a college football, NFL, MLB guy. Yogi was also a great basketball player in his heyday, my grandpa Yogi.
Mhm.
But Yogi was 100% behind anything I was about. I guess that's the love of a grandfather. Yogi bought me my first Nick pendant, which was beautiful. I felt his presence in MSG when they miraculously came out of nowhere and stole that game in a way that I haven't seen done in quite some time. And it kind of gives you the feels that this could actually be a team of destiny. It's quite remarkable. But I will say this, Bretsky, in closing on this topic, the Knicks and Spurs are going to the finals. A rematch of '99, which I'm going to age myself, was my senior year of high school.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. I'm gonna go Spurs Knicks.
And if you think I'm not picking the Knicks, come on, man.
Yeah, I think. I mean, in all honesty, I think you guys match up. Uh,
A hell of a lot better.
well, uh, I don't know, man.
They're young, dude.
Young, they're young, but so is San Antonio. You know what I
No,
mean?
I'm referring to San Antonio that they
Oh,
are young in terms of playoff experience. This is not the Popovich era.
right.
If I have a choice of who the Knicks have a better chance beating, it's the San Antonio Spurs, and it's not going to be easy. And we're probably not even going to be the favorites. But the reason why I think the Knicks could do it is because the Knicks have been in these playoff wars for like 4 or 5 years, or 4 of the last 5 years. They had that one dip out when they missed the playoffs in the pandemic season.
Right.
But I wholeheartedly believe that the battles that Jalen Brunson and co have been through over the course of X amount of years are going to pay some serious dividends. And you know what else is going to pay dividends?
Uh,
You know what else is going to pay dividends, my friend?
what's that?
Fresh legs. When you can pull off a sweep and then you got these dudes in the Western Conference beating the shit out of each other, it's going to pay dividends, bro. Fresh legs help in the playoffs. And to your point, I got to give you some props here. You were right that the Knicks were going to be rusty in game one, and it only took 12 good minutes to win that game. And I'll admit they had no business winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
call it down the middle, Bretsky. Call it down the middle.
we're down 22.
It's unbelievable. Only in 2K could that happen.
Yeah, they're down 22.
That's like some 2K shit. Before we
Yeah.
get out of here, final topic, Bretsky. New York Yankees have to conclude that series with Tampa later in September. They're going to schedule a doubleheader. The Yankees go 1-1 against the best team in the American League, in large part to the captain Aaron Judge going deep in a desperation situation. God, we needed that home run. The Yankees pitching has been off the chain in terms of efficiency, but when you don't score runs, you lose a lot of games regardless. Do you feel that the New York Yankees are going to be okay, or do they need to go outside and bring somebody else in to fix this lineup? Or is it just that G's injured? They're waiting for Caballero to come back, and you just think that they're still trying to find the offense?
Well, I think, baseball is like any other sport. It's just like basketball. It's just like football. Every team has their streaks,
Good
you know,
point.
and at the end of the day, it all comes down to streaks. You know what I mean? Like, regarding history, I mean, usually late May, early June, we're on fire. You know what I mean? Like, we hit the ball well. Juan Carlos hits the ball well for about a month. Uh, you
And he
know,
gets injured for about a month.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's all about streaks. I think we'll get hot. Um, the pitching. I mean, you said it. I mean, they're pitching lights out, man. And Garrett Cole came back. He pitched to Jen his first time back. But like you said, they'll run support. You
Yeah,
know what I
because I
mean?
see these moody Yankee fans freaking out. Sometimes, like Tim Hill had a bad outing recently, or like there's one inning where our bullpen might have a bad inning, and then people are blaming it on the pen. And I'm like, guys, whether it's 2-0 or 3-0, we're not scoring runs. And if it wasn't for the captain, who knows? Maybe Tampa would have beat us again. Tampa's a damn good team, and I'm going to say this right now on record. I think Kevin Cash deserves another manager of the year if Tampa keeps this up, because with their lack of payroll and the way that they cultivate talent, replace stars and replace them with team guys, nobody does it better than Tampa.
Yeah, but it seems like we have this same conversation every year with Tampa.
And
You know,
that's why I praise Kevin Cash, because it's not some flavor of the month kind of shit. This guy is a winner.
he is 100%, man. And I mean, and Tampa plays us well. I mean, history wise, you know what I mean? Like
You ain't lying, Bretsky. Even in their first year,
they're all
they were giving us hell, and we had a historical season that year.
they're always a thorn in our side. Same thing with Houston, you know. But it's just they're tailor made for us. You know what I mean? And it's just, I mean, it's great for baseball. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, it's like
I
you,
mean,
you
from the money standpoint, it's truly an example of David versus Goliath.
yeah, it's like some Moneyball shit.
It truly is. It truly is the Billy Bean formula on a lot of aspects, because having a high payroll doesn't mean shit right now, because the Mets have the third highest payroll and they are terrible.
They're horrible.
And Devin Williams, we don't miss you. We don't miss you at all with that grand slam you gave up yesterday. He
Hey,
changes the facial hair policy just to friggin' serve him up. That put that guy in a small market. He has no business in the Big Apple, because he's failing the Mets now, and he already failed the New York Yankees. And ever since Pete Alonso took him deep, that man has not been right.
go get your shine box. Go get your shine box.
Bretsky, any thoughts on the mind before I let you go? And thank you for being a part of this today. This was a good, really great conversation.
Yes, sir. No, it's no, I'm excited for. I mean, NBA finals coming up. Uh, fantasy football is about 3 months away. I'm already gearing up for that. Uh, you know what I mean? Just a lot going on. I mean, after NBA finals, end. I mean, I think World Cup is coming up too. You know what I mean? That's big, big event, World Cup. But come the summer, I think all we're going to have is baseball World Cup until football season comes around. So dig into your fantasy baseball lineups. I've I was on a streak there for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then I got really cold this past week. My team just didn't do it. Um,
I I think I just got knocked out of first in our fantasy league because, working a ton of hours, I forgot to put in a particular pitcher that might have made the difference. I think best case I would have tied. But it's amazing, because you know how we're talking about how the Yankees have such great pitching?
mhm.
You know who else has the best pitching in our fantasy league? That would be yours truly. My pitching in our fantasy league, Bretsky, and I didn't. It wasn't like I went in with a strategy of like, I mean, to a level, I'm like, I want to get great pitchers. But my God, Bretsky, I don't even have the Baltimore closer or the Houston closer healthy right now, and
Mhm.
my ERA is like off the rails in terms of greatness. And I
Yeah,
bypassed some great sluggers to acquire these pitchers, and I'm noticing that it's paying off in our fantasy season. So we'll see how it plays out. But injuries are key.
I didn't have any strategy at 10 o'clock in the morning after closing the night before. I think I was half dead when I picked the team.
I had to
Um,
blow up your niece's phone to make sure she woke you up.
yeah, yeah. I didn't even had my coffee yet. I was out of it.
No,
So
I get it. And John, we love you. But next year, can we maybe not do one at 10 in the morning?
yeah, let's not ever do that again.
Yeah. But we love you, John.
I do. I love them too.
All right. Last things I want to say, if you haven't already, please check out Big Bosco Productions. That's my co-host, Idris Salam, bringing you the goods on the boom bap era of hip hop. He also has a really amazing jazz album. And if you haven't yet, go to my IG, RHJ Sports Podcast, and check out the video that he did, Big Nick Energy. Really tremendous. Proud of my co host. This is a lifelong journey of hard work, and he's starting to get some flowers for his hard work, and I couldn't be prouder of Idris.
Mhm.
Also, check out our friends at the Casual Convo Show every 8 to 10 p.m. You get to just get a wide array of some interesting views. Check out the Make It Count podcast, Sneaky G, a big Giants fan in the big state of Texas. Check him out as well, friend of the show. And also check out the Basement Show with our good friend, Mr. Johnny Nast. Bretsky, I'm trying to play it down and not overreact and not get too excited, but I must admit, it's been a long time since my New York Knicks graced the floor of an NBA Finals. And tonight, possibly the 26-year drought comes to an end, and I couldn't be happier. To put it in perspective, bro, last time we were in the finals was the week of my prom.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for you, bud.
I know you will, because that's the kind of friend you are. I appreciate you, Bretsky. You're a stand-up dude. You're amazing for showing up at the last minute for me. And let's go, Knicks.
Go Knickerbockers.
Love you, homie. I'm out.
Love you too, bro. Have a good day.
And check out the outro video.
Oh, God.
Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice. Kings of New York, ain't no rolling dice. Flexing on these bitches, we the real deal. Ain't no stopping us, this is how we feel. The Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the island of Queens, we ballin' hard. Fulfilling all our dreams, thugging through the hustle. Got that grit and grind in this Big Nick energy, we forever shine. So let them know we rockin'. From the garden to the booth, Knicks in the building, bringing straight up truth. With our heads held high, watch us rise and transcend. Big Nick energy, this is just the beginning.